Good afternoon, Jacksonville. You're watching UNF Weekly on UNF TV. I'm Sherelle Dowell.
And I'm Amal Kamal. We bring you news happening around our campus and our city.
A recent article is stirring up some controversy here on campus. The University Press, which is Florida Atlantic University student newspaper, released an article in their September 20th issue about student government presidents at Florida universities. This article cited UNF as the highest paid student government president in the state when factoring in benefits such as free tuition. When we showed students the article, there was a mixed reaction to how their money was being spent.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be a little extreme for a paid position for a student position.
If they're taking out, 40 plus hours a week to do the job, like a full-time position, then I could maybe see that. But if it's something where it's more about being involved and there's other people helping them, I would have not pictured it being that much.
I said I wasn't aware this was a paid position. I don't have a problem with it being a paid position. And how much do I think they should get paid? I really couldn't measure. I mean, they have a lot of responsibility, so I don't have a problem with them getting paid.
Tune in next week where we will hear from the student government president, Matt Brockleman, and learn his opinion on the article.
UNF has been keeping a close eye on the changing healthcare debate and what it can mean to our students. Retired UNF professor Dr. Henry Thomas gave us his opinion on the sometimes misunderstood healthcare discussion. Dr. Thomas says he would like to see a change in our healthcare model, a key point being to provide better coverage for our students and uninsured. He suggests we use strong points from other developed countries who have successful models.
If you consider the other developed countries in the world, countries like England, Germany, France, Netherlands, Japan, and so on, we pay 2 to 3 times more for health care with results that are not as good as their results. So,
all UNF students have access to health services on campus. They can answer questions regarding insurance available to you and provide you with a wide range of medical attention at a nominal cost.
Is the brown-green substance on top of the lakes making you take a double take?
Sherelle Dowell investigates what's in the water.
Here at University of North Florida, Lake Oneida, algae is blooming out of control. Why is the algae reproducing, and why so fast? I got the opportunity to speak with Dr. Dale Casamata from our biology department, and some concerns are, is algae good or bad, and where is it coming from? Here, Dr. Casamata shows a good algae from Lake Oneida versus a bad also found there. With students being able to rent out equipment to use for the lakes, how harmful is the bad algae that is polluting our lakes at University of North Florida?
It can reproduce maybe every hour or so. Other kinds, like our true eukaryotic algae, can reproduce about 4 or 5 times a day.
How much every hour? How much a couple times a day?
Estimate? They could probably double their population size in a couple of hour period. So if you start with a kilogram of algae, at the end of the day you could probably have 10, 12 kilograms of algae. And then you see that if you do this for a couple of days, it gets exponentially quicker.
Algae is a common thing to see at University of North Florida, but why is there so much buildup this year, and what's going to be done about it?
Little rainfall, and so water levels are low everywhere. Any community you go into, their retention ponds are quite low. You really, at this point, are going to need some very significant rainfall to bring water levels back up. Just one thunderstorm once a week isn't going to do it. You do need a big tropical storm coming in and dumping loads of water to really get us back to where we need to be.
The hurricanes that we all dread actually would help out our problem with the algae buildup.
Dr. Casamata says the turn of the season is actually the bad part. Hopefully Mother Nature will help us out before the fall.
Use your Osprey card for food on campus.
Coming up, you can learn how there will be some new changes to the Osprey One card.
Sometimes, even the rescuers need to be rescued. The Coast Guard Foundation. Find out how you can help at rescuetherescuers.org.
911.
Yes, water is all in the house. The roof is completely caved in on us. We need emergency assistance, please.
Okay, man, we can't respond right now because of the condition of the hurricane.
All of our neighbors evacuated and everyone is gone. Please tell me what to do.
I'm in a wheelchair and water's coming in. Is there any way I might be able to get an ambulance to help it?
The roof is coming in on us. We're going to die in this house if we don't get some help.
Unfortunately, we cannot send anybody out in the storm right now.
When my parents got divorced, I had to be there for my mother. She had a daughter going to college. She was trying to get her degree herself. We ended up finding out about federal student aid. I think you can dream big and you can think about what you want to do with your life, but eventually you're going to have to, build that bridge to the next step. Federal student aid was that bridge. My name is Ben, and this is my story.
Need help planning and paying for college? Learn more at college.gov.
Winter makes you sad, remember. It's always a nice time of year. You're closer to what matters most. There's no time like now to show you how I feel. Why don't you come back home? Share a little time. Why don't you come on down?
Invite someone to Florida and keep our future sunny. Visit sharealittlesunshine.org.
Welcome back to UNF Weekly. UNF students will soon see changes to the way they pay things on and off campus. Every student has an Osprey One card, but it may soon become a card you can't leave without home. The Osprey One card will soon be getting a makeover. Students will have the option of adding a prepaid American Express account to their card sometime in October. This will allow students to use their card wherever American Express is accepted. Associate Director of Auxiliary Services, Tolly Burnett, says that the new Osprey One card will be very beneficial to students.
An option for another form of payment that's widely accepted. There are no fees to use the American Express function. You cannot overdraw it because it's a prepaid account.
New cards will be issued to students at no cost. Students can replace their old cards with a new one by going to Auxiliary Services.
Mark your calendars because UNF has an upcoming free event that's a fun way to meet new people, kicking off next month. UNF presents its campus garbage on the green next to the Student Union building in the school's 5th trash and recycling audit. The university-sponsored event will commence on October 26, 2011. The event's purpose is to educate students, faculty, and staff on ways to reduce campus trash by recycling, litter prevention practices, and other environmental issues.
I'm the coordinator of the 5th annual Garbage on the Green with a co-coordinator who is a student volunteer coordinator, Abdub Jirmo. This is our 5th waste audit event, which is what the primary reason for Garbage on the Green is, so that we can calculate our diversion rate based on a sampling of 5 representative areas on campus.
The Environmental Center is meeting today to discuss the variety of entertainment, free foods, and information booths that will be at this event. The event is free and open to the public. So what do you think about that? I think I'm going to hit that up.
I think it's really interesting that's the 5th year. I actually do see people in the previous years go to the event, and there's a whole bunch of garbage out there that we actually do recycle here on campus. So I think it's really interesting.
I agree. I think it's a really great cause. They're currently looking for volunteers to help both before and during the event. If interested, please visit the Environmental Center's website and fill out the Garbage on the Green volunteer application.
Osprey Productions had to cancel their latest comedy show.
Coming up, find out just why they had to cancel the show at the last minute.
Hi, I'm Judy Rodriguez, a nutrition professor here at the University of North Florida in Jacksonville. I really think in looking at the curricula and the programs here at UNF, that they're excellent, that they have a good blend of theory and practice. I always have an open door policy for my students. They'll ask me questions that are really different and outside of traditional thinking. It keeps me on my toes. It also helps me learn from them. UNF, no one like you, no place like this.
Hi, I'm Rachel Tutwiler, majoring in political science with a minor in public administration at the University of North Florida in Jacksonville. When I'm walking around campus, it's beautiful. It's built right on a nature preserve. I feel myself being very comfortable. I think it's perfect. At UNF, I've been able to find the perfect fit for me. I've been able to develop both personally and professionally. UNF, no one like you, no place like this.
My name is Sean Hamlin, and I'm majoring in jazz studies at the University of North Florida. Musically, I'm a totally different musician than I was before I came to college. The professors are pretty personable, and they're always there if you ever need them. Living in Osprey Hall was a very social atmosphere. I'm right on campus. I don't have to fight traffic in the mornings. UNF was a great choice for me, musically and academically. UNF, no one like you, no place like this.
I'm Stacey Gallagher, graduate student majoring in biology at the University of North Florida. My professor is very available to come out and help me with my research and is really helpful in pushing me to attain my goals. Field research and being able to do hands-on research is very beneficial for my degree because it's much different than learning from a book. UNF is a fabulous place to do research and earn your master's degree. UNF, no one like you, no place like this.
Welcome back, UNF. You're watching UNF Weekly. Students expecting a laugh found nothing funny after a comedy show cancellation. Osprey Productions had their hands full after canceling last week's comedy show. Well-known comedian Pablo Francisco was unable to make it to UNF because of bad weather and flight delays. The show could not be rescheduled, but members of OP met to discuss where to go next. Director of Osprey Productions, Brent Fine, says despite the setback, students have a lot to look forward to.
Big thing that we have released that's upcoming, and then we also have Rocky Horror, which has become a huge thing on this campus for students.
For info on upcoming live shows and events at UNF, visit www.unf-tv.com.
Visit Jacksonville is the Convention and Visitors Bureau for the City of Jacksonville. Their goal is to increase tourism and introduce people to all that the city has. One way of doing that is through music. Sam Hauser has more.
Jacksonville Sings is a high school chorus invitational held at UNF. The program, in its first year, brings hundreds of students from all over the state to perform at UNF's Lazara Theater, as well as work with UNF students and professors in the music department. Students rehearsed all day Saturday to prepare for the evening's event. Dr. Cara Tosher is the director of choral activities at UNF, as well as the artistic director of Jacksonville Sings. She says that there is much more to the program than the final performance.
Jacksonville Sings. It is hope, it is fun, it is meaningful, it is relationship building, it's community building, it's brilliant music making together, and it's keeping the arts alive.
Tasher also says that the program is just getting started and hopes to keep expanding.
It's actually open to the entire nation. The first time we wanted to keep it small and we wanted only 100 students, but the response was so big and we didn't want to turn people away. So we had people hailing from Tampa, from Largo, Orange Park, Jacksonville, and we stayed largely local. However, people are hearing about it already. Next year, we're hoping that we'll have a national presence.
Along with Tasher, Visit Jacksonville Marketing Committee Chair Danny Berenberg helped create the program. And while it's still in its early stages, President and CEO Dan O'Byrne helps that people connect the growing program with the city of Jacksonville.
And it was an attempt to really capitalize on the great fine arts programs we have, particularly vocal music, right here in Jacksonville, Florida. And to share that this very first time under an umbrella called Jacksonville Sings, and hopefully over the years to grow that into a nationally prominent program where people begin to identify great choral music with Jacksonville, Florida.
Sam Hauser, UNF Weekly.
The next event will be a Feast of Carlos community sing-along at Jacksonville Beach at 2 p.m. on December 3rd.
So on another note, what do you think Joe has for us for sports today?
You know, I'm thinking it's something with the Sharks. I know there is something going on about a weather change or it's in the Jaguars. I'm not sure. I'm really intrigued to find out, though.
Me too.
Coming up next on UNF TV Sports, the Jacksonville Jaguars made their own quarterback change. Now the Jacksonville Sharks are doing their own thing across the street at Seabest Field. I'm Sam Hauser, and I'll have more next.
I love you. Bye, Dawson. Say bye-bye, Mommy.
Hey, haven't seen you lately. How have you been?
Well, things got crazy there for a minute. I tried my best, but it was really hard. Dawson's teacher, Miss Jones, she took time and talked to me about getting help, and now we're doing pretty good.
Isn't she great? She helped me when I was having trouble potty training my son, and I don't know what I would have done without her.
It's your turn to raise the leaders of tomorrow. Find out how at ounce.org.
Hello, I'm Jim Overton, property appraiser for Duval County. If you own real estate or business assets, this is the time of year you receive a notice of proposed property taxes. This notice is not a bill, it's an estimate of your taxes this year. Your final bill is determined by rates set by the City Council and School Board and other taxing authorities. If you have questions or would like to discuss your appraisal, please contact us immediately. At your property appraiser's office, we value you.
Hi, my name is Zachary Champagne, and I'm an education graduate student here at the University of North Florida in Jacksonville. I've had very close relationships with the professors, with the community here. Being able to keep in contact with so many professors and so many classmates make me a better educator. I'm taking things into practice that are really groundbreaking ideas, things that a lot of other educators aren't doing yet. It has been an extremely positive experience throughout all of my time here. UNF, no one like you, no place like this.
Ever wondered where your water comes from? For most of us, it comes from aquifers beneath the ground. Imagine a sponge full of holes. Porous rock, sand, shell, and limestone hold water and allow it to move. Water is drawn from the ground through wells. Though rain refills our aquifers, we're using water faster than rain can replenish it. Learn how you can help conserve our water at floridaswater.com.
Welcome back, UNF. I'm Joe Helrigal with all your sports news. Less than 72 hours after the Sharks and quarterback Aaron Garcia parted ways, the team announced a major addition to the team. Sam Hauser has more.
Championship attitude that we've already built here, you just build on top. We're meant for something special, and this is indeed something special.
The Arena League, that's the way it is. There's always going to be turnover, and you know I have a lot of confidence in my ability to find the right players to play this game. So you know the Sharks are going to move on, and it's going to be like this every year. It's no different than any other team.
Oh, it means a lot. Anytime you have the opportunity to play the game you love, to do what you want, do what you love to do for a living, it's always a true blessing. And I just take it all in stride. I give all my glory to God, and you know, I'm just truly feel like I'm truly blessed and be around some great people and great coaches, great organization, and just really looking forward to moving forward into the season. Coming from Florida, you're used to rivalries, and we had 3 big ones, you know, at being a Florida Gator, and so it's definitely used to the rivalries and just looking forward to them.
Looking to defend their Arena League title, it's been a busy week for the Jacksonville Sharks. On Monday, Aaron Garcia announced his free agency. On Tuesday, the Sharks announced the press conference. And on Wednesday, the Sharks announced the new quarterback, Chris Leak. Sam Hauser, UNF TV.
Leak signed with the Saskatchewan Roughriders in May and was cut in June before signing with the Sharks. Leak said he's looking forward to the rivalries with the Orlando Predators and the Tampa Bay Storm. They say competition breeds success, and soon the Jacksonville Jaguars will find out if that's true. With the release of David Garrard, the quarterback battle between Luke McCowan and rookie Blaine Gabbert has been just that, a battle. Luke was initially given the job starting the first game of the season against the Tennessee Titans. After the win, Coach Del Rio decided to keep McCowan in the starting role for the team's Week 2 road matchup at the Jets. Trailing 29-3 in the fourth quarter, Del Rio decided to put in his rookie to close out the game. In the game's final minutes, Gabbert went 5 of 6 for 52 yards, while McCowan went 6 of 19 and threw 4 interceptions before being pulled. Given those stats, Gabbert was given the chance to start in Carolina. A stormy first half and a couple of missed tackles gave McCowan his first NFL touchdown. Gabbert went 12 for 21 for 139 yards and 1 touchdown. Now the question remains, was that enough for Gabbert to hold on to the starting role, or will Del Rio go back to McCowan in Week 4? This Sunday will show what Del Rio has planned for the quarterback position. Well, now let's check out some of the scores from the local high school football games of Week 4. Episcopal 42 to West Nassau's 31. Bowles defeats Fleming Island 26-22. Fletcher defeats Sandalwood 42-14. Yulee scores 40 points against Jackson, who had 26 points. Rains defeats Ed White in a close game 37-35. First Coast News shuts out Ribault 38-0. Ponte Vedra also shuts out Nice in a heated rivalry 41-0. St. Augustine 34 defeats Wolfson, who only had 12 points. And St. Joseph's defeats St. John's Country Day in another shutout 27-0. Well, in Week 4, there are 3 shutout games in the week. The teams are getting ready for tomorrow's games, and we will have the updates next week. Well, the Jacksonville Axemen have big plans for the upcoming season at Hodges Stadium. The Axemen are planning for its season gearing up in November, and it was announced earlier this week that the Rugby League Atlantic Cup will return to Jacksonville for the 3rd straight year. Hodges Stadium at UNF is home to the Axemen, who will represent the United States against teams from Australia and the UK. The Axemen's main goal for this tournament is to show the visiting teams how popular rugby is becoming in Jacksonville. The Axemen look to bring a USA Rugby League title back to Jacksonville this season. Well, last season the Axemen had the best record in the league with only 1 loss, but couldn't get past the New Haven Warriors in the first playoff game to advance to the championship game. Well, after losing 2-1 to FAU in front of Hodges Stadium's largest crowd, the men's soccer team was back home on Friday to take on UC Riverside. The team was looking to snap its 5-game losing streak, 4 of which came on the road. The first half started well with freshman goalie Federico Bertelli making several diving stops, keeping the Highlanders off the scoreboard. Then in the 59th minute, Riverside's Ruben Valencia scored off a turnover to give them a 1-0 lead. Riverside would score again in the game's final seconds to give them a 2-0 victory. After the game, UNF head soccer coach Derek Marinatos talked about the adjustments.
And we just didn't play fast enough. When you don't play fast enough, you turn over balls. Middle third, they were trying to counter, and they created some good opportunities off the counter. The other thing that we needed to improve upon is too many turnovers on our own set pieces. We saw throw-ins at midfield. The goal came off a set piece in that half. We played it square. We could have played it in the box, and that cost us the game. Ultimately, we gave up counterattacks to that. When we got back in defense, they couldn't play through us. But I give them credit. They put great pressure on the ball. They disrupted our game and our ability to play fast enough. And then we didn't do well enough on our own set pieces and gave them counterattacks.
The Ospreys travel to Mercer tonight in the conference opener for the season. The team is currently 1-7 on the season. Well, the University of North Florida Athletic Department will induct its Hall of Fame class of 2012 on October 8th at the UNF Arena. Coran Goodwin for men's basketball, Tracy Jester for softball, and A.J. Romano for men's soccer all became the first student athlete from their respective sports to earn Hall of Fame awards. Joining the trio are former standouts Adriana Urza for women's tennis, Romney Kruger for women's track and cross country, and David Olave for men's tennis. Congratulations. Well, the women's volleyball team traveled on the road this past weekend for 3 games. The Ospreys first traveled to Stetson, where they swept the Hatters 3-0. Then the Ospreys traveled to Florida Gulf Coast, where they received some of their own medicine and were swept 3-0. Looking for the revenge, the Ospreys went to Florida A&M and defeated the Rattlers 3-1. This brings the women's volleyball team record to 7-8 on the season. Their next games are at home tomorrow against Kennesaw State at 7 p.m. and October 1st against Mercer at 3 p.m.
Because sometimes, even the rescuers need to be rescued. The Coast Guard Foundation. Find out how you can help at rescuetherescuers.org.
911.
Yes, water is all in the house. The roof is completely caved in on us. We need emergency assistance, please.
Okay, man, we can't respond right now because of the condition of the hurricane.
All of our neighbors evacuated and everyone is gone. Please tell me what to do.
Now I'm in a wheelchair and water's coming in. Is there any way I might be able to get an ambulance help?
The roof is coming in on us. We're going to die in this house if we don't get some help.
Unfortunately, we cannot send anybody out in the storm right now.
When my parents got divorced, I had to be there for my mother. She had a daughter going to college. She was trying to get her degree herself. We ended up finding about federal student aid. I think you can dream big and you can think about what you want to do with your life, but eventually you're going to have to, build that bridge to the next step. Federal student aid was that bridge. My name is Ben, and this is my story.
Need help planning and paying for college? Learn more at college.gov.
Winter makes you sad, remember. It's always a nice time of year. You're closer to what matters most. There's no time like now to show you how I feel. Why don't you come back home? Share a little time. Why don't you come on down?
Invite someone to Florida and keep our future sunny. Visit sharealittlesunshine.org.
Well, that's all we have for today's show.
Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time and hopefully to see you on Garbage in the Grain.